Hey everyone, welcome back to Vinyl Friday, where I go through my records in alphabetical order, like a big nerd, and talk about why I love them. Today, we are looking at the best of bread. Now, whatever it was that you were about to think, hold that thought, because I just want to make clear that I hold the belief that if you like music, and that is enough of a valid reason to listen to it. It doesn't need to meet any exacting standards. For me, music doesn't need to reach a certain level of popularity for it to be considered valid and appropriate for enjoyment. A lot of people poo-poo yacht rock, but I'm a proud lover of soft rock. I'm not going to apologize for it. Not that anyone is specifically asking me to apologize for it, but if you were going to, you'd be wasting your breath. So I've saved us both some time there. So, Bread might be one of those bands that you think, I don't know any songs by these people with terrible haircuts, but actually they're played on easy listening radio stations all the time, so you'll probably hear them in the supermarket. Here's what Bread sounds like. Bread. I don't think it's a very good band name, so they're not really helping themselves out there. One was my second choice. It was a very close tie between that one and the one that I have chosen, which is this one. Baby, I'ma Want You. I have some questions about why people dislike yacht rock, so... Sorry, Nan, it's okay. As I understand it, people around my age and slightly younger are really getting back into it. If all the collaborations that Michael McDonald has done with people recently is anything to go by, which I think it is. I mean, is it the high male vocals? Because... sometimes a man runs away to find that really he has no one. Or is it the acoustic guitar? Is it the saccharine strings? Because ultimately, what I like about yacht rock is that these songs are just, for the most part, really well written. I realize it does sound like I'm apologizing for yacht rock. Indeed, what I'm trying to do is prove its validity to other people. So I'm hoping I'm succeeding in some way here. There are two things that I think Bread does really well. The first is that they write a very solid song. It would be fair to say that they're not radically experimental. I guess it's not super polarizing because it's just very pretty songs. But they are very good pretty songs. The second thing I think they do really well is layering, and I don't know whether that's down to them or the producers, but whatever it is, the music is produced really well. Now, I've spoken previously on this channel about how Western music is inherently repetitive in structure. So you've got verse, and then another verse, and then a chorus, and then another verse, and then maybe a middle eight, and then another chorus. There's a lot of repetition. The way that you keep your listener's attention is to do something very slightly different each time, and usually that involves building the song up. So you start somewhere small and you build it up to a fever pitch, and then usually you'll drop it back down again right at the end. And so I think Bread are very much masters of this discipline. I'll show you what I mean. So as the song begins, we have crackling is what we have. Lead guitar, an acoustic guitar, one vocal. And this is a very pretty pause. This is a really pretty melody line. I'm very much a melody girl. I like melodies that could stand alone if they were played instrumentally, that aren't reliant on interesting lyrics, although that is a bonus, or the singer's voice, that the melody could hold its own in the absence of a human voice. This song's melody has pretty broad musical range. Back we go. See, it's like jumping all over the place. Actually, I promise we will get farther than the first half of the first verse. Let's pay a visit to our piano correspondent, who will break down just how broad the melody range of the song is. There are a lot of notes happening here, and they're not all close to each other. Excuse me, piano correspondent, would you kindly play for us? I'd be happy to play some music for you. Thank you for asking. Here's the melody. Here's the bit I like. That melody spans these notes. Not that one. Isn't that lovely? Okay, I'm done. Thank you very much. Okay, so now that I've gotten myself sidetracked 3 or 4 times, I'm going to go back to talking about how the layering happens. Here we go. This is the introduction to Baby I'ma Want You. So as the song begins, we've got acoustic guitar, lead guitar, and a little bit of bass. It's quite subtle. It sounds like this. Quite a high note for a bass instrument. We're going to break the song into lots of little chunks so that we can look at the impact of layering. Here's the first instance. Verse 1. We've got acoustic guitar, bass, lead vocal. That's it. Verse 2, drums. And also some soft strings coming in from underneath. Makes it a whole lot warmer. Gives the song a very cozy feeling. Let's listen to the next time that happens in the song. Harmony. That you'll always be staying beside me. Now let's listen to the B part. This song has sort of like an A part, B part structure. So this is the first time the B part comes through. We're doubling the vocals here. Yeah, this section, it's sort of like the beginning of the verse. We've got electric guitar, acoustic guitar, drums, and bass. We have doubled the lead vocal. Quick aside about doubling lead vocals. That adds a layer of like thickness to the tone of the vocals. I'll show you what I mean. This is what one vocal sounds like. Used to be my life was just emotions passing by. Here's what it sounds like with 2 vocals. Used to be my life was just emotions passing by. When the second vocal is added, it creates more of a thicker texture, and especially if it's panned. So if one vocal's all the way over here and one vocal's all the way over there, it feels like if you're listening to it in stereo, you're being hugged by the vocals. This is applicable for other instruments in that vocal range. So if you've got guitars that are flanking you, I suppose, as the listener, again, it can feel like you're getting a little musical hug. This is the second time the B part comes around. Now listen to the string part. That string part doesn't exist the first time. For me, it makes the song feel a whole lot more impactful, or that part of the song. Because as a listener, you can go back and be like, oh, I remember when this happened the first time, but I didn't feel as strongly as I do now. That's the strings. And also the impact of introducing a musical idea so that you're familiar with it, and then bringing it back and being like, this is the newer, better version. And it means that as a listener, in your experience of the song, you're going, wow, this just keeps getting better, not, I've already heard this, and now I'm bored. Here's how that string part goes, because it's not really, really forward in the mix, so it's a little bit difficult to hear. I'll play along with it. To be honest, all of those are great factors. All of those are reasons that I think this is a good song. But the reason that I adore this song is one tiny section, and that is how he sings Beside Me. I'm trying to figure out what it is about it that I love. I think it's that he increases and decreases the volume of his voice to lend different parts of the melody emphasis in that. He sort of pulses his vocal, I guess. Beside me. I'll show you. Beside me. Again. But you'll always be staying beside me. It's just so pretty. It's a lovely part, but it's also lovely how he sings it. There are plenty of songs that have like a really lovely melody, but are sung by somebody who doesn't do it justice. I am gonna name drop Bob Dylan here. Sorry to all my Dylan fans. Not everyone can have a lovely voice. The lead singer here does have a lovely voice, and I think it's kind of angelic at that part. I don't get why some people feel that this music is any less valid than other artists. It's just good, solid songwriting. Well done, Brad. And that's everything. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I will see you here next week. Have a good weekend! I was planning on playing. Thank you.